Okay, good morning everybody. So today I am going to start working on a project. My daughter got she got a pizza iron for Christmas, and she doesn't have a pizza peel. So I did a little looking around and I'm going to make one. So these are leftover pieces from the old toboggan project. I'm going to cut these up into littler pieces. I'm going to take a piece of this walnut here and laminate some pieces together and build a little pizza peel. So this is a fairly simple project. I'm going to laminate these all together. That's not part of it. Something like that, and then it's going to have one in the middle that's going to be make the handle, and then a couple other little stripes in it. So what I'm going to do is cut this into 3 equal strips, and I got to take these and I got to square them all up again where I put the bullnose on them for the toboggan. I'm going to square those all up again and laminate these all together. I think I got what I want here oriented. You know, cutting that walnut reminds me of high school wood shop. I just don't work with walnut very often in the floor business. So that's the size of my pizza peel. Here's your handle. Just to shape it and slide it off onto that hot iron in the oven. So I got this partially cut here. I'm going to go ahead and continue that. I'm going to do a nice little OG right there. I'm just going to freehand it. Good enough. I'm going to bandsaw that off of there. And I'm going to glue this thing up today. So that's about the shape of it right there. So after I get this all glued together, I will shape that handle. And I left that at a solid 3/4 inch. I'll shape that, put a little hole in it so you can hang it up, and that's basically what it is. Very simple little project. So I went and picked up some of this Titebond 3. A lot of guys are using that for making cutting boards and stuff that's supposed to be waterproof. Never trusted yellow glue to be waterproof, always epoxy or weldwood glue or something like that, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try. So I went ahead and just put a little bit of blue tape on there so that when I clamp this all together, it doesn't stick too much. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna set this aside to dry till tomorrow and clean my bench. Come back and I can sand it and finish it up. I'm gonna make a nice countertop, a nice bench top for this. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. So many other things going on. But once I have my nice bench top, I'll be covering it with paper. I've got paper, I just got lazy. Okay, good morning everybody. We are gonna pull this pizza peel out of all these clamps, scrape some glue, clean this thing up, and Stephanie's gonna make some pizzas tonight. So this is the one she has been using. It's just a piece of plywood that I had laying in the pile when she got her little pizza iron that goes into the oven. And you can see it's just, look at that. I mean, it's not exterior plywood, it's just not very strong. It's just, it served its purpose for the last month or two, but it's time to step up and finish up this new one so she has a real pizza peel to work. So this is going into garbage, this is going into the kitchen later tonight. I think it's going to be pretty nice. Looks nice and flat. Get my little tapping hammer and knock those off of there. I love this little Samson tapping hammer I got. Actually, the head was given to me by a friend of mine, Jim Paulson, when I worked back in the boat shop, and I made this handle for it. And I've had it for many years. That's why it's a good idea to tape that. That glue would have stuck like crazy. Man, that thing is as flat as a pancake. That's gonna be nice, serving up some pizza. First thing, let's just scrape off some of that glue. Well, I have this little pad sander here that I bought on a job last year, and I used it for going underneath some fireplace hearths. I think this might be just perfect. It's a little smaller than my pad sander, but it does a lot of work. I think I'm going to get some these Velcro discs from the van and try this thing out. That thing is working great. I don't see any dust flying off around here. So I am off to a pretty good start on this thing, as you can see. Look at that. You know, that's just some, that's that quarter sawn white oak, leftover pieces from making the toboggan. It's pretty strong. It's only about 1/4 of an inch thick. So there's not much of a glue edge, but we're gonna find out how well this thing holds up. I'm gonna shape it and do some more sanding. Okay, so I'm just gonna come up with my own little shape for this thing that I kind of like. So I use this little thing here for my first radius. See that? And I picked an angle, and I'm gonna taper this across like that. I'm going to transfer that over here. right to that tangent point. Yeah, because it's a pizza. It's round, so you don't need all this extra stuff. So I'm just making my own style. So up here on the front, I don't want it to be rounded that big, but I want it to have a nice curve to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a measurement off of here. 1 inch, 1 foot. You know, I think in 12 inches looks like a good number. I'm just gonna measure 12 inches on both sides. All right, then I'm gonna find the center. I got 15 1/4, that makes 7 1/2 and 1/8. 7 5/8, double check that, 7 5/8. Because I want to make it kind of as long as I can get it. So those are my points. I'm just going to try to make a gentle curve there by stretching a batten across here. All right, so this thing here is thinner here than it is here, so it's not making an even curve. That would, but it's kind of thick. I got to find something thinner. So this little scrap piece of Jatoba in the garbage can is almost exactly what the doctor ordered. Now this is where it would be nice to have a third hand. But I don't, and I don't have anybody here helping me, so I'm gonna have to try to clamp one side and then strike that arc. We got them new clamps over there, but you know, something about using a clamp that you've had for most of your life. I bought these Brinken cotton clamps many years ago. Okay, let's see if that will hold it. That's a pretty nice looking curve right there. And there's my pizza. There's my pizza pan. Oh, one more thing here. To get my design, I need to put a little radius here and a little radius there. So let's just find something for that. Perfect. My pint can of Weldwood contact cement. Just like that. And there's my shape. So I will cut that all out, sand the edges, and shape this thing, and then put a nice taper on the front end so you can slide them pizzas off. Okay, so there is the shape of my pizza peel. So these little radiuses here, I use that scroll saw. You know, that thing worked good, but you know, you can do all this with a jigsaw. You don't need a bandsaw or a scroll saw. It all can be done with a jigsaw. Get a good quality jigsaw. I've been using Bosch's for all my life. I just bought a DeWalt cordless. We got a cordless set coming. But you can change the blades on those jigsaws and do whatever you want with them. You don't need this. You don't need those tools. but they're handy. So to taper my end here, you know, I can't really get it on here and see that edge the way I want to. I want to be able to see the edge so I can see exactly where I'm tapering to and hold it at the right angle. So I'm going back to the old battle wagon here. That's a nice tapered edge. If you can see, I left about a 1/16 of an inch there. I'll just round that over a little bit. I don't want to make it sharp, just enough to give it a little bit of a slide there. Well, that's a pretty nice edge for a pizza peeler. Now I'm going to round the rest of it all over just a little bit with like an 1/8 inch round over, and I'm going to shape this handle. I want to take a bit of meat off of this, so I think I'm going to take my, I'm going to get my grinder out and grind that to shape. Well, I'm going to put a little hole in that handle in case Steffi wants to hang this up somewhere. So I'm thinking right about there. Let's hope this 3/8 spade bit is going to work good for me. Paddle bit, whatever you want to call it. Okay, a little final hand sanding here just to tune it up a little bit and put some finish on it. You look at that grain in that walnut? Potential breaking spot right there, but we'll see. Okay, we are ready to put some finish on this baby. It is all sanded and prepped and ready to go. Got my little finish tap on here. So what I'm going to use is just some food grade mineral oil. You know, my brother Ray taught me about this stuff years and years ago. They're in the food industry. They own a bakery, and I was finishing probably some cutting board or something with some tung oil. And he said you should use the mineral oil because it won't go rancid. So now I know. So we're just going to pour a little bit of that on there like that. And just a little small rag. I want it to get totally saturated. And we are going to rub that in like that. Just nice. Rub it in nice and thick. And we're going to buff it off when we're done. And that is going to be the finish on this thing. Okay, so there you have it. The pizza peel. Walnut and quarter sawn white oak, left over from the toboggan and just a scrap piece of walnut I had laying around. So I think that's gonna work pretty good. If you see anything you like, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Okay, Stephanie's gonna demonstrate how to make a pizza on her brand new pizza peel right here.
siding on this one.
Beautiful. Look at that.
See, you did that right.
Very nice.